So back in the beginning of August, I got an email from director Cooper Roberts, and he was reaching out to see if we wanted to review his upcoming film, All You Need Is Blood. And I was like, sure, I don't know what that is, but, send me some info and I'll see. And I watched a little bit of the trailer, I want to say, and I was like, okay, it looks fun. Screw it. Let's check it out. And a couple months later, he sent me this, and let's talk about it. So this comes out October 25th in limited theaters as well as VOD. Now, this has Eddie Griffin and Mina Savari in it. Those are the two most notable names. The main kid in this is in season 4 of Stranger Things. I know I've seen him. And then the main girl, I could not place, but I've seen her a few times as well. But this is about Bucky LaBeouf, and he is a want-to-be artiste of the film variety. And he has something happen to him where a meteorite lands in his backyard, infects his father, and turns him into a zombie. And he wants to enter this filmmaking contest, and they need a horror movie, but he thinks horror movies are trash cinema. And he looks down on them, but, he needs the money. He needs the
recognition.
To make the films he wants to make. So he sinks to our level and he makes a zombie movie with the twist being the zombies are real.
Yay.
He has a real zombie for his movie. Okay, so this is a horror comedy, mostly more on the comedy side of things for sure, but there's a lot of zombie stuff going on in here. And in the last act, especially in the last 10 to 15 minutes, it goes pretty silly, over the top, insane with the horror and the comedy blend, and was definitely trying to emulate something like a Peter Jackson's Brain Dead, Dead Alive. This is a super fun movie. And I haven't seen Mina Savari in a while. She was all the rage back in the American Pie and American Beauty and, anything with American in the title.
Apparently.
She was a big deal. And then I haven't really seen her lately, but she is really entertaining and really funny in this movie, and was in this way more than I expected, because when you get these low budget movies like this, typically when they include the name people, they make the briefest of cameos. We just watched something we're going to review next that has a whole mess of names in it, and they make some of them make appearances in the credits.
Yes.
For literally 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And you're like, you put them on the poster and they make a 2-second appearance in the credits? That's rough. Mina Savari's in this a good amount.
Yes,
right?
definitely.
Eddie Griffin is in this a lot.
Yes.
Right? They are they're not main characters, but they're secondary characters that play a significant role.
Yeah.
And I don't know, everyone in this is fun for sure.
Yes.
But I just wasn't expecting Mina Savari to be as entertaining as she is in this.
Yeah. There's there's a scene where she's doing a scream for a horror movie.
So she's an actress that he hires
Yeah.
onto the film, and she's,
It was just that scene is hilarious, and super entertaining. But I think everyone's performance is great. I really loved this. I thought it was very, very entertaining. I thought it was very bittersweet at times, and it kind of reminds me it's a totally different tone, but a similar heartfeltness to Humanist Vampire Seeking Willing.
Okay.
Right, willing victim, or whatever. I don't remember that.
Suicidal person. Consenting suicidal person.
Sorry, that's a long title.
That's all right.
But that's another movie from this year that we watched that is a kind of comedy horror film. Very different in terms of the over the topness. This one is a lot more bombastic, but the indie feel of both of those, and just kind of how genuine. I don't know. It's I'm having, I guess, a hard time explaining that, but
a mix between that and like We Are Zombies.
Yeah.
From this year as well.
So I really enjoyed it. I think that the last act is so fun and so ridiculous, but I love it. It's so unexpected, and there's some really good practical effects in this. It's a lot of like zombie gore. So if you're into zombie films, like you kind of know what you're expecting, but especially in the last act, there's a practical effect that I was like, would not have seen that coming at all.
Not at all.
And it looked good. It looked really good. Yeah.
Yeah, it introduces some new element in the end that you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, wow, that's out of left field. Yes. And I'm here for it. And even with that, we have the opening of the movie, which reminds me of the opening of the X-Files movie, since we just watched that. So maybe a nod, I think, because it might even take place in the same year, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I think that there's a lot of heart here. Yes. I think that there's a lot of... I think the direction is really solid because the film is like, while Cooper is the real director here, the movie's being directed by Bucky, like within it, and it's very meta about that in a way, and it continues to be throughout. And I thought the end, like the last like 5 or 10 seconds of the movie kind of winks to something earlier, and I was clever. Like, very cute.
Yes.
And I don't know, I think this one has staying power. I think this is definitely a cult classic of sorts within the zombie comedy subgenre, and one you should be looking out for if you are a fan of these indie zomcom films. So,
yeah. Very quirky, very fun.
This is definitely one of the best movies we've been sent by the director themselves. Typically when I'm approached by the director, the film is much, much smaller scale, much simpler. It's typically like found footage. They made it on a $0 budget. Like, that's not how this felt at all.
No, I mean, it's definitely low budget, but I feel like everything, I don't know, none of that bothered me. I think that they used their budget really well.
Yeah, like if I saw this in theaters, I would be happy with it.
Yeah,
right.
Totally.
So it feels theater quality. The fact that it's getting a limited release makes me happy.
Yes,
because I think this deserves it, and I think this is Cooper. From what I could tell, this is his directorial debut.
Oh, that's
so
great.
A really, really solid one, and very, promising. Thank you. I was like blanking on that.
It's okay.
But yeah. So anyway, that's that. Thank you for sending this to us.
Thank you.
And once again, October 25th. Check it out.
Definitely check it out.
Yeah. So I'll be curious to get comments once people have seen it and talk about the
ending.
Yeah, the last thing that happens.
So fun.
I was like, wait, what?
It's like the ridiculous, but in a really very entertaining way.
Yeah. I'm trying to look up this girl, the main other girl. Apparently, this is the only thing she's ever done.
She might be reminding you of somebody.
She is.
Perhaps, yeah. But she did a great job. I really loved everybody's performance. She was wonderful. Bucky was wonderful.
She looks just like somebody.
Vish was great, too. Everyone was great.
If I remember who she looks like, I'll definitely let you know in the comments. But other than that, that's that. And we'll see you in the comments. All right. Adios.
Bye.